Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good to see everybody. Is there anyone who would like to light candles, or maybe a special marking a little special occasion of large or small, or just would like to bring some extra light into their life? Okay.
It is page 5. We'd like to invite up Linda Solomon and maybe Art if you're going to join her or not. Or what? No, you can leave. The Zoom people will be okay for candle lighting, and you're here together. Not only working, hopefully, not only holding space for others.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Was there a particular occasion, Linda, or was it just to light candles, or any
Day today, and it's August. This is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
Awesome.
yay.
Yes, here's to amazing, unusual
Thank
August
you.
weather.
So, in addition to saying Shabbat Shalom, we can also greet one another kind of Chag Sameach. What? Aren't we a little before Rosh Hashanah? What are we? Any ideas on why I might be saying that it's a kind of Chag Sameach today? And
Get the Chag memo?
I know, you
No?
might not, but your clothing, like I feel like we've gotten the Chag memo actually by what people are wearing. But here's a hint. Who has seen the moon? It's full moon. The full moon in Augustish time means it's not to the full moon of Shvat, not to B'Shvat. It's to
Thankfully, it's not Tisha B'Av.
exactly. Sunday was Tisha
we moved
B'Av,
through
and
that.
so we have moved through from the 9th of Av until you're now here at Tu
Tu
B'Av, the 15th of the month of Av.
Your
So-
favorite holiday
favorite
that you've
holiday.
never really celebrated or heard of.
Exactly. Well, pardon? Tu B'Av. So
fifth.
actually, in the Mishnah, right, it was codified 200 CE. Mishnah, there's different sections of the Mishnah. In Ta'anit is the section that talks about fasting. In the section about fasting, there is a lot about the other different minor fasts and also the fast. As we get to the close of the section about fasts, we talk about the fast that was this past Sunday, Tisha B'Av, and right following that, closing up the whole section about fasts, it says, Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel said, there were no days of joy in Israel that were greater than the 15th Tu B'Av, the 15th of Av, and Yom Kippur. So in case you didn't know, Yom Kippur is supposed to be a super joyous celebratory time. And the 15th of Av this time is the comparison with that. So on these days, the daughters of Jerusalem would go out in borrowed white garments in order not to shame any who had none, and they would go out and dance in the vineyards. So in Israel, actually, Tu B'Av, you can ask people, many people have connections to Israel, you can ask your families, but it's kind of like a Sadie Hawkins Day of sorts that's been come back into the culture some time ago. So anyway, so Tu B'Av, the love time after Tisha B'Av, is what today is. Actually, Tu B'Av tonight, right now, the Shabbat. And I'll speak a little bit more about it shortly. But one thing, as we move into Yedid Nefesh and Dodi Li, Shur Ladonai, and then getting ready, Ana B'Koach, getting ready then for Lecha Dodi, all of that is Kabbalat Shabbat, right? It's our regular Kabbalat Shabbat prayers. But that piece of Tu B'Av is about dancing in the vineyards and love. And it is actually codified not just in the calendar year, the 9th of Av, the 15th of Av, but it's codified in our Friday night prayers in a way. So I invite us to move into kind of that piece, like hold, look at, explore, sit with the possibilities for love, seeing how love is right here in our prayers. And the melodies that we chose will hopefully feel a little bit more, right? We chose melodies that hopefully will be more evocative, familiar melodies we've mostly done before, but will be a little more evocative. So enjoy how the music fits with the words, searching for particular words that have to do with love, with lovers, with openness, with vitality, with life force. Anything you want to add to that?
No.
Great. So let us move into Yedid Nefesh, page 7.
Or page 9 in the
Transliteration.
transliteration. We'll do this to a little bit of we've only done this a few times in services. So we just sang this Nigun last Friday night in our post-dinner Rising Song Circle. But many of you will recognize the melody. And the way it works with Yedid Nefesh is you end up repeating the last line twice. But that'll also be fairly obvious.
And I'll just say, right, so Yedid Nefesh, when we look at the translation, if you don't have Hebrew and you look at the translation, it starts off with how splendid is your light.
No.
Right? It looks like it, yeah, because the page before.
Right, 'cause it doesn't really.
Oh, it doesn't really.
But
The
it's- yeah, it's
translation
confusing,
starts on
yeah.
page 4 in the middle. And so that's why it's, so yeah. So if you're, doing the Yai, which is always welcome and invited, feel free to follow along with the words, starting in the middle on page 4, where it says, "You who love my soul, sweet source of tenderness, right? Take my nature, shape it to your will. Love, Yadid Nefesh, the love of my soul."
Yada, 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 yada,
Page 14.
Page 14. So another word besides love for Tu B'Av and Kabbalat Shabbat is the word eros, which is really a very potent word. Many levels of meaning. That I think probably the greatest biblical expression of eros, of that love, of vitality, of the juiciness of play, or relational longing, all of these things are bound up in that. The greatest biblical expression of that is the Song of Songs, right, that I had you turn to on page 14, which quite wonderfully was then placed by the Kabbalists of Tzfat. I believe it was them, not the Hasidim, but fairly recently, in the last several hundred years in Jewish time, it was placed into Kabbalat Shabbat. Right? It wasn't Kabbalat Shabbat used to be Psalm 92 and Mariv, maybe one other psalm. That was it, right? It was for 1600 years of Judaism. And so then they started adding to it, and they, chose this amazing poem, poetry, which is erotic poetry, which, of course, on the one hand is understood by the rabbis as allegorical about the love between Israel and God, or they're actually doing some interesting gender bending because the people who put this in are guys, right? They're mostly hetero men. And so they're placing themselves in kind of the feminine position, longing for God, right? They're singing these lines. He kisses me, the full kisses with his mouth. Yes, better is your love than wine, I say. Oh, the aroma of your balm, a balsamum poured out your name. For such a thing, the young girls love you. Take me along with you, let's run, right? So you're a male Kabbalist singing this, right? It's interesting what's going on, but that was actually a general thing in Kabbalah of moving into that place of longing for the divine. And it's right, just an amazing thing that this was centralized in our liturgy. So we're going to sing, as we often do, Dodi Li, page 19, which is, of course, a group of verses from the Song of Songs. And as part of that eros and vitality is the awakening of the senses, which the Song of Songs, the verses we're singing in the Song of Songs in general, is a very, very sensory book, in keeping with its erotic status. It's really evokes and awakens the senses. So we'll be singing of the spices, of the mor uvana, the myrrh and frankincense, right? The spices of the Middle East. So all of this is just lifting up the dance of eros and vitality and love and play that is particularly heightened on Tu B'Av, but is there every week. We're just lifting it up. Dodi li vani lo haroeh bashoshani. Dodi li vani lo haroeh bashoshani. Mizot Shoshanim Dodili.
Imagine you're breathing in a fragrance, whether it's myrrh and livonah, myrrh and frankincense, or something else fragrant that you smelled this week. Any sweet fragrances people smelled this week? Basil.
Ah, yeah, that's true. Right, we don't have a lot of frankincense in Maryland right now, necessarily, but yes, basil. Yeah, I noticed that as well. Thank you. Yeah, also other flowers.
Any other sweet fragrances or fragrances? How about flavors? Shira Shirim, it also goes into flavors. And in Pesach, right, when we make the charoset, there's a spices and there's fragrance, and we sing Shira Shirim on the Shabbat of Passover. So just a sweet flavor that people would like to evoke and share as we continue. Cinnamon, thank you. Peaches. Cherries.
Yeah.
Over here, there's something somebody said.
Right. You have to make sure you enjoy and slow down and enjoy some of these and many other things, sensory delights on your Shabbos that you have after you leave here. We're going to start tonight actually with, we have figs from the Oseh tree that'll be out at the Oneg, right? Figs are sort of like an erotic experience in and of themselves, eating a fig, like if you actually pay attention. They're like one of the most voluptuous fruits, right? They're just amazing. So,
And
this is not
go by
G-rated Shabbat here. We're
Exactly.
like, we didn't do this on First Friday.
No. There we go. And go and smell the fig tree when the sun is on it at some point also. Or see what it smells like if the sun's not even on it. But there is such a sweet fragrance as well to fig trees. So as we take in those fragrances, bringing our bodies online in a new way, page 25 here at the synagogue, Shiru Ladonai, we will sing a familiar song in a new way. I mean, just new because we brought in all these tastes and smells. And we're here this evening. And as we do, we'll start together, and then you can split off into a round. Rabbi Josh will lead that. So, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Yeshuato, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Yeshuato, Shiru Ladonai, Baruchu Shemo, Basru miyom liyom, Yeshuato, Shiru Ladonai, Baruchu Shemo, Basru miyom liyom, Yeshuato, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruchu Shemo, Basru miyom liyom, Yeshuato, Shiru Ladonai, Baruchu Shemo, Basru miyom liyom, Yeshuato, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, שירו שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, שירו שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ. May the whole world, כל הארץ, sing out a new song. Basru miyom liyom Yeshuato, talking every day, from day to day, about possibilities of life, affirmation, self-actualization, self-realization. Basru miyom liyom Yeshuato. And let us say, Amen. So the little bit of the drash is kind of right now, again, it's just teasing out these themes of Tisha B'Av to Tu B'Av in our year cycle, following the moon and following our prayers. The next prayer that we will open to, connect to in a moment, is on your sheets, on a bakoach.
Your supplement
Your
sheets.
supplement, a little sheet.
I have a couple more here if someone didn't get
Just
one.
take one myself, actually.
Does anyone? Yeah.
And following that, we're going to sing Lecha Dodi.
Or,
And Lecha Dodi, what do? What are we singing about at the end in particular? And the chorus is all along, we're singing? The bride. Right, we're welcoming the Sabbath bride over and over again. Likrat Kala. Kala is a bride, right? Wait, every Friday we're welcoming the bride. All right, Shabbat is the bride. And we're singing it, we're welcoming her. We are enacting a wedding every single Friday. Every Friday. And we're getting to receive our bride of Shabbat. I invite you to think for a moment, a time when you were at a wedding. If you're happily married, may it be your wedding, or somebody you love. And just remember being in that time of being in a wedding. And tell me, what are some of the words when you're at a wedding, when you're really, it's like a joyous time, what are you feeling in your body? What's going on for you? Jubilant, thank you. Yes, jubilant. What else? Oh my gosh, appreciating. I am here with others in jubilation and celebration and honoring and witnessing. Appreciation. One more.
overflow.
Overflow. Overflow, right? The glass is overflowing. We get 2 glasses for Kiddush, and so overflow. So when we are in a state of jubilation, appreciation, overflow, right? Like overflow, it's all like whoosh, big and open. A wedding, Shabbat, every Friday, Kal V'chomer, all the more so on Tu B'Av. We were reminded of the need to be in that state. And does anyone sometimes not feel that way? Too much of the time, right? And our prayers tell us that, and the year cycle tells us what comes in, right? 6 days earlier, Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av. Destruction after destruction, after horror, so many things taking place on the 9th of Av. And even leading up to the 9th of Av, there's other different minor fast days leading up to the 9th of Av, reminding us, yes, life is overwhelming. It's unbearable, it's oppressive sometimes. We can feel tied up in knots, we can feel beaten down. And we make space in our year cycle to go into, together with other people, into a space where we can let ourselves fall, let ourselves be held on Tisha B'Av every year, to not ignore the overwhelm, not ignore what can feel so oppressive and heartbreaking, but to be there, to go into it, and to remember in less than 1 week cycle out, we start to come out more into Tu B'Av. So our prayers, the Reconstructionist Siddur has taken Ana B'Koach out in...
Just didn't include it.
It didn't include it. They didn't take it out, right? It's a Sephardi
Yeah.
thing more. They didn't include it. The intention, they didn't include it at that time in the thinking of what made most sense to include in the Siddur. Because the way that it can sometimes be understood as too much of a... Anyway, at any rate, it's a prayer that we love because it also feels like we can open to that metaphor, just even for ourselves, of Ana, please, like Ana Elna Rifanallah, please God heal her. Ana, please, Bekoach, with the strength of your right hand, free the bound, release our tightness. Tatir Tsarura, the Tsar place, Gesher Tsar Ma'od, where there's Tsuris, where there's Mitzrayim, where there's Egypt, where there's tightness, contraction, overwhelm, we're bent over. Wait a minute. How can I, in whatever different ways, be in a state of untiedness? Not all tied up, not all tight, not all contracted, but please, change starts when we call out and when we open and we notice we're in a state like this and we ask, wait a minute, we can start by asking ourselves at a minimum, do I need to be like that? How can I move into a more expansive state? So, whether it's Tisha B'Av to Tu B'Av, or every week in our prayers, whether or not we end up singing Ana B'Koach, praying Ana B'Koach or not, as we lead up to L'Chadodi, we're given the opportunity to notice what we come in with, and through gathering in community with others, to feel more jubilation, to remember the opportunity to step into a wedding, to step into aspects of being joyful, appreciative, in a state of overflowing abundance, because that too exists at every moment when we look for it, to hold it, to see it, to taste it, to smell it, to feel it in our bodies. So this Shabbat, may you taste it, smell it, feel a little more intentionally the opportunity of the wedding, the opportunity of the juiciness, the eros of Tu B'Av. Amen. And let us say,
Amen.
Amen. And with that, let us sing about the desire for releasing, freeing the binds, so we can move into our wedding of L'Chadodi. Ana bekoach gedulat yamincha tatir tzerura. That repeats, only low ending. Ana bekoach gedulat yamincha tatir tzerura. That's all there is. Ana bekoach gedulat yamincha tatir tzerura. Ana bekoach gedulat yamincha tatir tzerura. Once more. Ana bekoach gedulat yamincha tatir tzerura. Ana bekoach gedulat yamincha tatir Tzerura. Second part, actually. Ana bekoach gedulat yamincha tatir tzerura. Ana bekoach gedulat yamincha tatir tzerura. Second part again. Ana bekoach gedulat yamincha tatir tzerura. Ana bekoach gedulat yamincha tatir tzerura. From the top. Ana bekoach gedulat yamincha tatir tzerura. 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 Moving into Lecha Dodi.
Now we've let go, untied whatever we can consciously untie so we can really receive Shabbat, receive the Shabbat bride. Page 41, do the first two verses, then jump to the last two. Actually, I don't want to play with the pick. Sorry. Different?
Starting with the first verse in a minute. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad ishmi'anu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet ve'litila olecha dodi likrat kahala b'nei Shabbat nekabela olecha dodi likrat kahala b'nei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki makor habracha mirosh mikedem nesucha sof u'maseh b'machshava tchila olecha dodi likrat kahala b'nei Shabbat nekabela olecha dodi likrat kahala b'nei Shabbat nekabela
yamin u'smol, tifrotzi, v'et Adonai taritzi. Al yadish ben parzi, v'nis mizbecha v'nagila, olecha dodi likrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabela, olecha dodi likrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzohala, toch emuneh am segula, boi chala, olecha dodi likrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabela, olecha dodi likrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabela, panei Shabbat nekabela. You can stay standing, but don't let go of that Shabbat bride yet. Hopefully she'll stick around for a good 25, 26 hours or so. And turn to page 57.
Or Baruch Hu.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamburach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed.
You may be
seated.
seated.
Jumped up. I'm going to jump here. We're going to do the traditional one. Page 63. Another regular love element of our service. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu Shochveinu uvkumeinu Nasiach bechukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha Uve'mitzvotecha Le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu v'orech yameinu Orech yameinu Uvehem nege yomam v'layla Ahavatcha lo tasur mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo.
Ohev amo Yisrael.
Amen.
Next page.
Shema Yisrael
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. היו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך,
והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך,
וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. Take a few moments on our own with the words from Torah, either on 67, 69, or time for quiet. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Bottom of page 7, last line. Moshe uMiriam uvnei Yisrael lechanu shira besimcha rabba ve'amru chulam.
79.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot Oseh feleh. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe, ze li anu ve'amru. Adonai yimloch leolam ba'ed, v'nemar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov, ugalo miyad chazak mimenu, baruch ata Adonai gal Yisrael.
Amen. Baruch ata Adonai, 81 last line. Hapores sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim.
The silent Amidah begins on page 91. Come back together in a few minutes.
Again, you can look at the readings starting on page 88 or other places for readings. The blocked passageways that Sheila Weinberg talks about in the middle of 88, right? Any tightness still, maybe continue to see it and look for ways to release it and open.
Read a prayer for peace. Holy One of blessing, you whom our prayers say you build Jerusalem with compassion, bring peace to the Holy Land, however far away it may seem, and help us to be true agents of that peace, each of us an Oseh Shalom. Help us to hold the struggling and suffering peoples of Israel and Palestine with compassion and love, always seeing their full humanity. Help us to do what we can to end this terrible war and bring the hostages home. Let there be an end to human beings being driven by fear to lash out. And let us remember Reb Nachman's words in our Siddur that we have not come into this world for the sake of quarreling and war, nor for the sake of hatred, jealousy, anger, or bloodshed. Blessed are you, Holy One, Oseh HaShalom, the maker of peace.
Amen.
We'll offer healing prayers.
So we'll start with our Ana Elna Rifana La chant and create some energy for that vitality, for wholeness, for healing of body, mind, and spirit. And then as we keep bringing the volume down a little bit, Rabbi Josh will read the names in our community and look around and invite you to say names for those that you would like us to direct our prayers toward. Ana Elna, Ana Elna, Ana Elna, Rifana La, Ana Elna, Ana Elna, Ana Elna, Rifana La, Ana Elna, Ana Elna, Ana Elna, Rifana La.
Doris Schwartz, Ernie Hilsenrath, Yitzhak Ben Yisrael Vachana, Sharon Millis, Ariana Kane, Elizabeth Gaines, Janet Langendorfer, Sarah Rachel Bat Shlomo Leba Malka Ita, Andrew Dietz, Neil Meyerson, Dennis Gottesman, Susan Davidson, Elena Skamarakas, Leabat Liuba Vesemyon, CJ Skamarakas, Liuba Becher, Ruth Brodsky, Steve Cover, Aaron Clamage, Brooks Palmer, Shelley Reese. The celebration of Eros and vitality continues with our regularly scheduled Shabbat program of Kiddush, right? That's a big part of what wine is all about, right? That's why we do this whole wine blessing thing every Friday. You know, we picked our most kind of juicy, vibrant, evocative fruit. Maybe even higher on the Eros scale than figs. I don't know, we could argue. So I invite us to rise as we're able for Kiddush 109 and then We'll jump to 119.
ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו, אשר ברא האלוהים לעשות. סברי חברי,
לחיים.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בוהי פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצבנו בשבת קודשו, באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית. כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי אלינו קראת ואותנו קידשת לעבודתך בשבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. לחיים. Page 121. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שנתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל. ושכינתו זו בגובי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו. וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת. אין עוד. 125.
ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
Do you have the yahrzeit list there?
Yeah.
Mourner's Kaddish is on page 131.
This week we're remembering Stephen Brattel, the grandfather of Josh Brattel and, not Evan, okay. And Susa Kessler, the great-grandmother of Josh Brattel. David Kenningsberg, the father of Eileen Brasinas. Rose Kleinman, the grandmother of Stephanie Fink. Claire Renee Goodwin, the mother of Bob Goodwin. Albert Miller, the father of Robert Miller. Lena Mullitz, the grandmother of Rich Parson. Sarah Solomon, the mother of Art Solomon. Petra Gordon, the mother of Marlene Stringer. And Mourner's Kaddish is on 131. You're invited to rise if you're in mourning observing yahrzeit, or it's your custom to rise for Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Bi'alma dibra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Bagala bizman kariv v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'amei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Damiran bi'alma v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav. Uyaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru.
Amen.
Amen. Looks like I'm doing announcements, I guess. So I'll be leading services here tomorrow morning. We'll have a song-filled Shabbat morning service, and I'm excited. Our Torah study is going to be on Mishnah Brachot, a section of Mishnah Brachot that I've never taught before that's connected with the Parsha. So it's quite an interesting, fascinating, even quite deep text, actually. So if you want to just come, that'll start around a few minutes before 11, if you want to just come for Torah study. And holiday gift basket form is due to send joy to fellow members on August 31st. You have a few more days. The Zoom system has been improved and is much easier, and while we thank Art Solomon for doing it tonight, it is something everyone here can do. It's, great to, especially, I really want to implore the Friday night regulars, we love it that you're here, and just as part of what makes the community go, really, just please consider, you don't have to do it every week, few times a year would really be wonderful. Please consider learning about that, and you can click on that. Oh, you wanted to say a couple, remember the Oseh's 11th commandment, to say hello to someone you don't already know. Don't forget that. And let's see.
We have two B'nai Mitzvah coming up in August as well, the last 2 weekends in August. And so just a reminder also that life cycle moments, right, if you've had a Shiva and you've had people come to your home that you didn't necessarily know, or if you've been to somebody else's home, you know how powerful it is when the community shows up and you don't actually have that strong connection. And one of the gifts of being in a religious community at Oseh Shalom is that you are given permission to enter into people's life cycle moments. You don't have to go to the party you don't know about, right? But you can come to the celebration, and just to be practicing looking at people with the awe, wonder, spark of God that is in everybody. We get to practice it right here, seeing the B'nai Mitzvah children and their families, one another, in just wonderful ways.
These are both kids who've grown up almost they're been through the entirety of OSRS, so really just come and celebrate with them. Kira, I remember when we first came, when she was like a little girl bopping around on First Fridays here, and she loved to dance and stuff, and she's becoming bat mitzvah. So, and most of you actually have been here as well. Remember, if you when you see her, you
won't
might
recognize
remember her as well.
The last 2 Saturdays in August. Yep.
Yeah, whatever those are, yeah.
Yeah, it should be on the synagogue calendar, and so, yeah. So just really know if there's ever a life cycle, something going on, come. You are automatically invited.
We try to keep them fun, too, so. So we'll just do a little reprise of the first verse of Yedid Nefesh with
Love
our
of my soul.
newish tune, page 7,
Or
page
just
9.
With a nigun, or with the words, or just nigun?
Okay, we want to just do
This is nigun.
nigun.
Shabbat Shalom, and enjoy the luscious figs and other delicacies in the social hall. Shabbat Shalom on Zoom.